Two cabinet ministers in Grenada step aside. That's our top story in Caribbean Newsline for Thursday, August 31st. From the CMC News Center in Bridgetown, I'm Nicole Best. Good evening. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell announced in a national address Wednesday evening that Minister of Culture Senator Brenda Hood and Minister of Sport Roland Bowler will leave government Friday as he announced changes to his cabinet. He said Hood is retiring from Parliament while Bowler will be moving out of representative politics and transitioning to lead the work of the new National Party. As a result of their departure, a new senator is being sworn in to replace Hood in the upper house, while cabinet ministerial portfolios will be adjusted. Hood's replacement will be Kate Lewis, who will be appointed the new parliamentary secretary in the Ministry for Education and Human Resource Development. Senator Simon Steele, who is currently the junior minister in the Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development, will be elevated to fill that position. Anthony Boson, currently the Minister for Education and Human Resource Development, will take over Bowler's sport portfolio. The Ministry for Religious Affairs, which was part of the Sports Minister's portfolio, will now be placed under the Prime Minister's ministry. Minister Oliver Joseph will retain the Labour Ministry and that of Cooperatives, which was part of the responsibilities of Senator Hood. Prime Minister Mitchell told the nation that his government had done much in its current term, but is cognizant that there is still much more to be done.
Our attitude going forward is based on the understanding of the need for continuity while constantly deepening into the well of renewal. We are confident that the next generation of Grenadian leadership is beginning to emerge under our guidance and influence.
In a sharp response to Mitchell's address, the opposition National Democratic Party, the NDC, accused him of playing party politics. In a statement issued on Thursday, the NDC said the address did not focus on national issues and the Prime Minister continued to peddle empty promises. The opposition also denounced Mitchell's decision to use former Culture Minister Brenda Hood as an advisor to the new minister, considering what it described as her poor track record. The NDC statement called on Grenadians to become more than spectators in their own country. General elections in St. Vincent and the Grenadines are not constitutionally due until March 2021. But Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves says the nation's relationship with Taiwan will be an election issue. The main opposition New Democratic Party, the NDP, has already said if elected to office, it would sever Kingston-Taipei ties in favor of diplomatic relations with the People's Republic of China. But Gonsalves says his government is committed to maintaining the relationship with Taiwan, which was established in 1981 and survived 17 years of NDP rule. Notwithstanding of affirmation, Gonsalves identified areas in which he said more could be done. CMC's Kenton Chance tells us more in this report.
Ceremony on Monday at which Taiwan donated 8 used school buses and 24 pieces of agricultural equipment to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves outlined the 5 pillars on which he said the diplomatic ties will continue. The first pillar is the diplomatic relations themselves, while the second is the people-to-people friendship. The third is physical infrastructure cooperation, such as Taiwan's donation of the terminal building at Argyle International Airport. But it was the fourth pillar, the extent of Taiwanese investment in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, that the Prime Minister spent the most time discussing.
I made the observation that although we have diplomatic relations with Taiwan, we have more investment in St. Vincent and the Grenadines from the People's Republic of China.
Gonzalez pointed out that not even one of the Chinese restaurants in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is owned by Taiwanese.
And we can do with a good Chinese restaurant from Taiwan. I'm hoping, because we are building our tourism, and we expect that you will buy a lot of fruits and vegetables from our farmers.
The Prime Minister said that there are also opportunities for Taiwanese investors in manufacturing, agro-processing, information technology, and hotel construction.
The state itself owns significant portions of lands, and we can enter partnerships with investors from Taiwan who want to build hotels here, for instance.
The Prime Minister said that the fifth pillar of the continued diplomatic ties is that both countries should begin to buy more from each other. Taiwan's Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs, Durley Liu, told the ceremony that Taiwan has been a proud partner in the process of the sustainable development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I would like to take this opportunity to reassure you of our commitment to further strengthen our fruitful cooperation and friendship, he said. Kenton Chance, CMC News, Kingstown, St. Vincent.
The crime situation in Trinidad and Tobago has not escaped the attention of the United States. The U.S. State Department is warning Americans traveling to the Twin Island Republic that the country is critical for crime. We get more from CNC3's Ria Rambali.
While the Prime Minister lists corruption as his government's biggest challenge, businessmen and civil society groups believe otherwise.
Unanimously, from what I've heard from the business community, from citizens, from the Women's Forum, from everyone that I've talked to about their biggest concerns in Trinidad is crime and security.
That's according to President of Hartwell Capital Consulting, Rob Hartwell, who is in this country at the request of the private sector to find solutions to the crime situation. Those recommendations, he says, will be presented to the government. Part of his team is former Congressman and Attorney General of California, Dan Lundgren. With it being his first visit to TNT, Lundgren said he checked out Trinidad and Tobago on the U.S. State Department's website.
They give every country a rating in terms of safety and security. And for your country, the words are critical for crime.
The rating is the highest level of concern expressed by the State Department and serves as an official warning for American visitors. He says it's evident that crime is a huge problem for this country, particularly violent crime. Lundgren says in his 8 years as AG, he sought to transform California's criminal justice system, and he saw significant results.
We changed certain aspects of our criminal courts on the federal level. We changed certain aspects of our bail system. We changed certain aspects of definitions of crime.
Local criminologist Renee Cummings agrees that there is a lack of crime-fighting policy.
If we want to start reducing crime, we've got to look at our criminal justice system.
President of TTCSI Angela Leloy insists the Caribbean Security Forum is no talk shop, saying the private sector is determined to become part of the crime-fighting process.
Meantime, as Trinidad and Tobago marked 55 years of independence on Thursday, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley urged citizens to be focused and fearless as the nation seeks to implement progressive strategies and policies. He said despite the challenges, the Twin Island Republic continues to live up to the promise and potential demonstrated in the 1962, and it can ill afford to falter now. Rowley said, and I quote, "We must strengthen our democratic institutions and implement policies that are tailored to our specific conditions and developmental objectives. In so doing, we will increase our chances of success exponentially." End of quote. And in his message, President Anthony Carmona said the diversity of the Twin Island Republic is its strength. Both he and Rowley also used the opportunity to salute the achievements of Trinidad and Tobago's athletes, including the 4x400 meters men's relay team that won gold at the recent World Championships, and the Paralympic gold medalist Akeem Stewart. Carmona said those athletes have become lightning rods in the social and human darkness in their success success on the international stage was a timeless and timely independence gift to a nation. For her part, opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar said Trinidad and Tobago was in a state of crisis. She said there was a sense of hopelessness in the country and attributed that to another sharp decline in the economy. Despite that, Persad-Bissessar said citizens were capable of greatness in every area. She said the opposition was developing policy proposals to build the economy, create sustainable jobs and continue to develop the nation's human capital. Coming up in Caribbean Newsline, a former police officer in Guyana charged with harboring prison escapees. Stay with us, there's more news after the break.
The government of Dominica, Discover Dominica Authority, invite the world to the most unique and indigenous celebration of Creole cultures, the World Creole Music Festival, October 27th, 28th and 29th at the Windsor Bank Sports Stadium, Roseau, Dominica, featuring Marshall Montano, Movado, Sweet Mickey, Itana, Roman Virgo, Class, Yemi Alade, Kai, Zuko Stars, Bungie and Fayan, Triple K International, Ace Banton and more. Visit the DominicaFestivals.com for more information. Say Musicano!
It's time to explore, to feel, to love. St. Kitts, everything you've ever dreamed of, and more than you could have ever imagined. It's time to follow your heart. St. Kitts.
Say that I'm not beautiful. It's your own insecurity. Whoa, whoa. Don't say I care, yeah. Don't say I'm with you, boy.
I guess so, everything home to Mudville. Pardon me if my eyes kinda low, I can't see. So tell them stop.
Gotta get you before you get me. Lie with you, make myself head on.
An ex-member of the Guyana Police Force has been remanded to prison for allegedly harboring two dangerous men who escaped from the Camp Street jail in July this year. Javon Vickery of HGP Nightly News has the details.
The 32-year-old Tion Allen appeared before Magistrate Clive Nurse at the Linden Magistrates Court on Tuesday, charged with harboring two well-known criminals, convicted Mark Royden Williams and remanded Yuri Varswick without notifying the authorities. The police alleged that between July 9, 2017 and July 23, 2017, in the Upper Demerara district, he provided relief, comfort and assistance to Williams and Varswick. Allen pleaded not guilty to the charge. He was remanded to prison until September 28, 2017. Media reports stated Allen confessed to the police that he assisted the two men to move from one location to another. He was reportedly arrested last week. In an effort to speed up the process, the police earlier in August had offered, and still is offering, a $10 million reward to anyone who could provide details on the fugitives' whereabouts. Those who still remain on the run are Paul Garayo, Mark Royden Williams, Yuri Varswick, and Cabena Stevens. The men are considered to be armed and dangerous.
Over in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Speaker of the House of Assembly Jomo Thomas says skin bleaching is a looming health crisis that needs to be addressed. He told Parliament the phenomena has been troubling him and he was not sure government was paying enough attention to it.
As someone who lives in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I am really concerned about this. I don't know what the government, what the Ministry of Health thinks. I don't know what the leader of this administration thinks. I don't know what the position is of the leader of the opposition. But it is something that I believe we ought to be paying serious attention to. It clearly, it is a reflection of the proliferation of Eurocentric ideas, matters, issues of beauty and so on, and what is acceptable in the world. But it's something that I would like to see us think about.
Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves tells Parliament he agrees with the Speaker but does not share the view that skin bleaching should be banned. He asks Parliament, if you ban skin bleaching, would hair pieces be banned as well? The Prime Minister noted that while he might have personal views about the matter as a policymaker, he could not impose those views on others. Residents of the Leeward Islands are being advised to keep close watch on what is now a Category 3 hurricane, Irma. Irma formed as a storm around midday on Wednesday and by Thursday afternoon had reached Category 3 hurricane strength with maximum sustained winds near 115 miles per hour. Forecasters say that although it's still too soon to predict exactly where Irma will go, interests in the Leeward Islands should monitor the progress of the hurricane. As of 5 p.m. on Thursday, Hurricane Irma was located about 1,780 miles east of the Leeward Islands, heading towards the west-northwest at near 12 miles per hour. And that motion is expected to continue until Saturday, when it is forecast to turn westward before it turns west-southwestward by Sunday. The National Hurricane Center in Miami said fluctuations in strength, both up and down, are possible, but Irma is expected to remain a powerful hurricane for several days. Venezuela has extended its solidarity to the victims of Hurricane Harvey in Texas and Louisiana. In fact, it has announced that it will be donating $5 million to help with recovery efforts in areas devastated by the storm. Foreign Minister Jorge Arreras said the money is being donated to help people, particularly in Houston and Corpus Christi. The aid comes even as the U.S. and Venezuelan governments are not on good terms. Last month, the U.S. sanctioned several Venezuelan officials and condemned what it called a humanitarian crisis in the South American nation. But that didn't stop Venezuela from offering aid to the U.S. hurricane victims. The foreign minister explained that the money would come from Citgo Petroleum, the government-run oil company with a refinery in Corpus Christi, Texas. Arias said the aid will be directed to local mayors and be used to construct homes and shelters around Houston. It's not clear whether the United States will accept the aid. And ahead in Newsline Sport, Jamaica Tallawahs secure a place in the CPL playoffs. Stay with us. Sport is next.
Cricket is a tough sell in other parts of the world. England can still largely pack out crowds for the longer format. But with one of this winter's 5 Ashes tests to be played at night in Adelaide and aware of the need to appeal to a wider audience, the England and Wales Cricket Board felt compelled to switch on the lights. West Indies skipper Jason Holder said night matches are a good addition.
I think so. I think it's something that the game needs, obviously test cricket.
It's time to explore, to feel, to love. St. Kitts, everything you've ever dreamed of, and more than you could have ever imagined. It's time to follow your heart. St. Kitts.
How do you see this going forward?
In so many things, and the diaspora is no exception. We do suffer somewhat from an implementation deficit. And I think there is now a full-fledged department dealing with that.
And cricket tops our Thursday sports package. Krishma Santoki and rookie fellow fast bowler O'Shane Thomas followed up Sri Lanka legend Kumar Sangakkara's third straight half-century with incisive bowling to lead Jamaica Tallawahs to a 41-run victory over St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots on Thursday and a place in the Caribbean Premier League playoffs. Sangakkara had continued his rich vein of form after the Tallawahs were sent in to bat, smashing 4 fours and 3 sixes in 69 from 55 balls. He was the rock upon which his side built their total of 157 for 5 from their allocation of 20 overs. He shared 81 for the second wicket with Glenn Phillips, providing the base for the innings, and added a further 54 with West Indies all-rounder Rovman Powell for the 4th wicket.
Unbelievable, isn't it? We've seen it once already. Sunil Narayan got a first baller the other day. You're going to salute, and he bowled it perfectly.
There's a really nice partnership between Phillips and Sangakkara. Now they put on 81 for this partnership, and Sangakkara at one stage taking 24 off a Hilton House over. This is it now. He was in sensational form again.
Yeah, really, just leading the way. It was coming into his third consecutive 50, and he just peppered the boundary. They bowled the wrong length and line to him. He put that away. They bowled a little bit wider, and he's just this kind of guy who can manoeuvre the ball around the field. That was Carlos Brathwaite putting an early chance down.
Phillips tried the sweep shot a couple of times, trying to hit it at the boundary. Eventually started trying to hit it over the rope. Played a really nice innings, but in the end he was caught by Cottrell, bowled Nabi for 31. McCarthy, the leading run scorer for the Tallawahs, came to the crease
and then departed reasonably quickly. Just 2 on the board. Hafiz with a sharp catch off Shamsi. He was happy that he got away with a reasonably loose one.
Sangakkara is continuing to do his thing at one end. Look at that, that's just brute power. He was joined by Robin Powell, who made 43 from 26. A perfect T20 innings.
It certainly was. He started quite slowly, Powell, but I think he knew that he had Sangakkara in there just to keep pushing things along. Ben Hilfenhaus finally got Sangakkara for 69.
You can hear the echo of the ball crunching around the stadium as Rovman Powell started unloading Hero Maximum's left, right and centre. Last ball of the innings, he was knocked over by Cottrell, who got his second wicket, 43.
In reply, Pakistan star batsman Mohammad Hafiz got the Patriots moving with a stand of 43 for the second wicket. Hafiz made 21, and Devon Thomas was the only other double-figure contributor with 14 as the visitors lost their last 6 wickets for 30 in the space of 44 balls.
Chris Gale comes to the crease.
And O'Shane Thomas, there you go, third ball. Chris Gale can't believe it, hands out going, what just happened? Well, you had to face this guy.
No one could believe it. This man was the star of the show. O'Shane Thomas bowled with real heat. And then Evan Lewis switched the game around in a hurry. 40 off 17, just hit boundary after boundary.
Yeah, got hit in the lid by Thomas to start with, and then I think it just woke him up. Just used the pace of the ball, went to the onside quite a bit, got the bottom hand in there on that occasion, but he looked as if he was very, very comfortable out in the middle.
Watch this fielding effort down on the boundary. We didn't quite see it. And then Sammy, who was doing everything he could, got the wicket, enjoyed it, and that was the big wicket of Lewis. Caught and bowled Sammy for 40 off 17. Thomas came to the crease.
There it is, it's up there. And he was hitting them so very well. Knew where the gaps were, knew when the field was up, decided to go up and over the fielders that were patrolling the inner circle. Kumar Sangakkara. Oh, age does not weary him, does it?
Brilliant catch. That was the end of Thomas, 14 off 9. Brathwaite came out into the middle. What a catch! The first of 2 beauties by the Foo man, Jonathan Foo. Enjoyed the catch. A wonderful catch, that one.
Absolute blinder, and that was the standard they really wanted to go with. Hafiz, backward of point, is very, very good there. But so is Griffiths. The sub comes on, takes another blinder for the Jamaican Tallawahs.
This is the 3rd wicket now for O'Shane Thomas. Nabi only partway through his shot. This man was bowling at 150 kilometres an hour. They swang late, but they were never going to get it at this stage due to those 3 wickets from Thomas.
Yeah, picked up 3 for 31. Jonathan Foo can take them in the inner circle, can take them on the boundary as well. And then Santoki through the defences of Ben Hilfenhaus as he was trying to go at least 12 and over. And it wasn't just all about catches. Yeah, look at this. We can do it with the run-outs, clean hands at the stumps was the most important thing right there from Mamadullah.
Santoki really good with 2 wickets. And here is the final wicket of the match. And there was celebrations aplenty.
Craig Brathwaite and Shea Hope have made career best moves up the ICC Test rankings following their memorable batting in the second Test against England, which West Indies won by 5 wickets on Tuesday at Headingley. Opener Brathwaite has risen 14 slots to 16th position after his innings of 134 and 95 in the second Test of the 3-match series. Hope's knocks of 147 and 118 not out, the first pair of hundreds in any first-class game at Headingley, have helped him secure a massive gain of 30 places to reach 42nd position. Windies captain Jason Holder has gained in both batting and bowling rankings, while pace bowler Shannon Gabriel has gained 2 slots to reach 18th position after taking 6 wickets in the match. Over to football now. It's do or die for Trinidad and Tobago's senior men's squad when they take on Honduras on Friday in another leg on their road to Russia. TNT currently sits at the bottom of the table with 3 points after winning only one of the 6 matches played in the Hex. Of the 8 appearances between the two teams in World Cup qualifying matches, TNT has beaten Honduras only once back in October 2001. Head coach Dennis Lawrence stressed the importance of a victory for TNT.
It's a must-win. It's that simple. If we want to keep alive our chances of Russia, then we have to win the game. We are at home. We need to be on the front foot. So we're going to try and be positive and try and go and win the game. So from that point of view, as I said before, buying the results, in terms of the application, in terms of what we're trying to do, you can see the progress. But at the end of the day, we need to start getting results. And that's the aim.
The crucial match will not be played at the national team's stomping ground, the Hasely Crawford Stadium, but at the Otto Bolden Stadium, which is a much smaller venue. Lawrence defended the decision to move the qualifier to the 11,000 capacity facility in central Trinidad.
The idea, as I said before, to move to a smaller stadium in particular, that was the main thing, is to try and see if we can generate some sort of atmosphere. What we're looking for is marginal gains. Any gain that we can have to put Honduras under a bit of pressure. So the thinking behind it is if we're going to get a small crowd, if we put a small crowd in a small stadium, it gives us a better atmosphere. Because the boys need the support. I think if we can drive them on, I think we've got a good chance. So I'm quite pleased about everything so far. I think the stadium, we trained on it a couple of times. The stadium's been in good nick, and the boys are looking forward to it. So hopefully it's going to be something that we're going to put on a show and entertain the fans.
Bermudan footballer Naki Wells is on the verge of a $6.4 million move from Huddersfield Town to fellow English Premier League rivals Burnley. According to British reports, Lancashire club Burnley has agreed to pay the fee for the 27-year-old striker who is currently sidelined following ankle surgery. Wells' contract at Huddersfield, a West Yorkshire club that has picked up 7 points from its first 3 matches on return to the top flight after a 45-year break, runs out at the end of the season. Neither club has confirmed a deal has been reached, but sources say the sides are in advanced talks after settling on the figure. But other sources say Huddersfield wants twice the amount for Wells. Wells faces another 4 weeks out as he recovers from a recent minor surgery. He has scored a total of 49 goals in 153 matches at Huddersfield after joining from League One, that's club Bradford City, in 2014. And that's the sport. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Leicestershire recorded their first win of the season with a 2-0 victory over Brighton at the King's Power Stadium. To discuss the first 2 weeks of the English Premier League, we have with us Hamid Mark.
Hey, how you doing, Jay?
He's our soccer extraordinaire analyst. Okay, so 2 weeks in the books, Manchester United looking like they're going to run away with this thing, or is it too early to say that?
It's definitely too early to say that, but they were my pick before the league started.
Grow your business or promote your event through the services offered by the Caribbean Media Corporation and CaribVision. Our distribution provides a platform on cable, terrestrial television, and websites. We cover carnivals and events from across the region. We can bring your event live and alive to the world. For music makers, program producers, businesses, we can expand your reach to in excess of 2 million households daily. Our other services include news updates to enhance your media products, studio space for program and development. We can facilitate the launch of new products and services and training. Contact us and we will help you unleash your creative ability, develop products and services, and provide the medium to watch them grow. Contact Loretta Skeet at cmccaribbean.com or call her 1-246-467-1044 or 1-246-253-3889. Call and book your carnival or event today. Again, the major developments of this day. Grenada's Prime Minister announces a cabinet reshuffle as 2 ministers give up their positions. And in sport, Jamaica Talwal secure a place in the CPL playoffs after a 41-run victory over St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. That's Caribbean Newsline. For news and sport around the clock, log on to ConNews.com. Have yourselves a good night.